Go.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Troy Weeks Music, and it is Saturday. Woo woo! You know what that means? Free yourself Saturday with Troy Weeks Music, ladies and gentlemen. We're here each and every Saturday, unless I have a gig and I'll move it to Sunday because I don't like to do pre-recorded. I really like to be here and be present. And so, with that being said, it's Saturday, and we're here to do it, y'all. So, welcome to Free Yourself Saturday with Troy Weeks Music and Miss Courtney Blue on the background somewhere hiding out.
Hello.
We're also going to have my good friend Phoenix on the line, who's going to be tuning in, chiming in later with us as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. This episode is very important and very special because, you know what? Before I get into that, I'm gonna do what I always do. I'm going to tell you about what Free Yourself is. If it's your first time listening, and this is your first time tuning in to Free Yourself, I'm just going to give you a little background on what Free Yourself is all about. Free Yourself is the final step of the process. It's the release, the woosah. It's the moment where you cross over and transition from being the victim to the victor. All the steps you needed to get here should have been covered by this point, and you should be now ready for the rebirth of your new beginning. If that's you're thinking that you're not quite ready to free yourself, that's fine. The moment when you are, we'll be ready. We'll be right here and we're ready for you. And that moment won't be taken lightly because the awakening depends on you. In this segment, we let people call in so they can publicly free themselves from what's been holding them down or back from making them great and moving forward in their life. Bring yourself to symbolizing of the letting go of that stronghold and having the power over it now. Doing it publicly allows you to tell that thing, that situation, that through the power of spoken word, you now have control over it, and it doesn't have control over you. So that's the basic bias of what pretty much Free Yourself is all about. That's what we stand on. But there's also a couple other things that we talk about in Free Yourself. You have a dead little secret you want to air out anonymously on air? This is for you. You want to reveal your sexuality to your loved ones on air? This one's for you. Has someone hurt you and you want to be heard? This is for you. Or do you just want to express what makes you feel free? We want to hear from you. So it's just that easy, that simple, ladies and gentlemen. This is a platform. We call it the People's Platform. We give you the opportunity to free yourself from whatever it may be that's maybe holding you back. You can hit me up via DM. You can hit us up on Spreaker.com, the platform we utilize for this to be able to be out into the world. Leave us a message in the chat room, or you can email us on savageonair@gmail.com. And that way, we'll get you in. And it's just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's topic is freeing all my queens. And I use a K when I said queens because, all these different word plays and all these different things. And I feel like, hey, why use a Q? Use a K. So king with a K and queen with a K. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just
There
feel
you
like it's
go.
important to know that we're kings and queens. And in knowing that we're kings and queens, you gotta walk in that. And tonight, being the end of Women's Month and being, ending last night. So what I was saying was Phoenix and I hosted a show last night with my band at Harlem Nights here in Harlem. It's a live open jam experience where anyone can rock up. I have feature artists that perform, as well as the artist is you. So if you're a rapper, you're a singer, you're a poet, even if you've never done it before and you want to do it, we open up the platform for everyone. And so yesterday being we dedicated that show to National Women's Month and ending out, and we had some amazing performances. We had an awesome experience, vibes going in the house. It was amazing. It was awesome. If you haven't checked it out, there's footage of it on Facebook. You can definitely check it out on Facebook, on my Facebook. It's something that is very important, and it's something that God gave me. The way He gave me this platform for yourself, He gave me the platform with at Harlem Nights, and I definitely want to utilize the platform that He's given me to allow those who may not have the voice or the platform to be able to have that platform, and that's why it's important to me to continue to do it no matter what. And people, come up to me continuously and they let me know like, wow, this is so dope. This is an awesome experience. This is a dope vibes. We really appreciate it. This is dope what you're doing. Keep doing it. So shout out to you ladies that, and gentlemen that came up to me week after week when I'm doing my shows and telling me, keep doing it. It's amazing. You're enjoying it because it means a lot. When people come and they show up and they come back, like last night I had a guy come back and he brought his friend who sings and she killed it. So it's important to utilize the platforms around you. And if you have a platform, open up the door for other people so that, we make way for each other. Because if we want to make something in this world today, with all that's going on, we gotta remember that unity is key. We gotta form together, especially in times like this. And I'm gonna take a pause for 1 second, and that I want to give a big shout out to our brother Carlos Dillard.
Yes.
Big shout out to Carlos. Him and I have been messaging back and forth, and I want to give a big shout out to him because for those of you who don't know, Carlos Diller is a co-host of ours from our Wednesday night podcast, The Voices, and he's a big presence on YouTube. And he recently lost his mom and sister in a tragic car crash on Thursday morning in Michigan, right, Courtney?
Yep. Yep. And
Thursday
it's
morning.
it's so heartbreaking. I called him. I didn't know what to say, and I'm not really good with this kind of stuff. So I made sure I waited a day, and I called him, and I said to him, I was like, I didn't want to bombard you because I know what it's like when people are always like, "Are you okay? How you hanging on?" Yada yada yada. Those are like
Right.
the last things you really want to hear when you're going through something. So I waited a whole day, and I called him, and I was like, first thing he said was, "I can't do the show today." I was like, that's not even a question. That wasn't. Of course, I wouldn't expect you to. None of us would expect you to be able to record or anything. I just want to make sure you're okay. And
Right.
he's definitely hanging on the best as he could. He's being very strong and definitely handling it a lot better than I know many, many, many people could. So definitely a shout out to him and condolences to his family.
Amen. Yeah, shout out to you, Carlos. If you're listening, if you're not, we love you. I told him again today. I told him the same thing, that we love you and want you to know that we're here for you. We're family now, like real talk, like we are. And so it's important that you have people know that people love you. You need to know that. You need to pay, like no matter who you are, you need to know that someone loves you and that people care. Really do. Like it's important because with all that's going on today, it's a lot of negative energy out here in this world. And if you don't have some kind of
Support
positive to
system.
look to, support system, some
Yeah.
kind of like something to lean on when you are in times of need, then it's not going to be good. This is not easy when everyone else around you is so negative and you're already going through, So you definitely someone.
We do have a comment from Larry Kovacs, our resident chatter now, because Daquan has been MIA.
Hey, come on, Larry.
He actually said, it's okay even if you're not strong, which is very true. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be, sad. It's okay to be broken in times of, tragedy. So definitely, if Carlos, if you need anything, if you need us, need a shoulder to cry on, even though we're miles and thousands of miles apart, we definitely will be here no matter what. So, even if you're not strong, don't be afraid to reach out to us, and we got you.
We got you. That's right. That's why we're here, and it's important to know that. That's all that matters. With that being said, if you lost someone recently, you know, we're just gonna give a couple seconds of silence just for that. Just for that. All right. Thank you guys so much. That's a moment of silence for anyone that has been lost. Um, just to let you know, you're never gone, never forgotten. We love you. And anyone that has lost someone, know that we're here for you and we support you. And if you need a
Yes.
platform, if you need anything, we're here. That's what Free Yourself is all about. We're here to just talk if you need to. And this
Exactly.
show specifically today is specifically geared towards women, to our queens out there who may need, who may be in a situation where they, really need to be done and need that one platform for their voice
They
to be
need a
heard to move on with
voice.
their lives. And we will be the voice for you. We will be the voice of reason, the voice of thought, the voice on your shoulder, on the side, your conscience, whatever you may need will definitely be that for you because freeing yourself isn't easy, but it costs you no money. And in freeing yourself, you can find yourself so much better off in life because forgiveness is not for you. It's not for the person that needs to be forgiven. It's for you. A lot of times we hold on to things, like I said last week in Free Yourself, we hold on to things that are, people who have hurt us and done things to us and then moved on with their life and they living and they're free. And yet we're still holding on to those things and sitting here going through the motions with it. So you gotta let some of those things go. You really do. You really have to let some of those things go and realize that at the end of the day, you're stronger than the obstacles. You're stronger than what may be trying to hold you back. You already got the victory. You just need to leave it. And it starts with that. And so, if we have any queens out there listening right now, and you wanna tap in, please do. Please tap in. Please
Yes, please
send us
let
a
us know
message.
on
Wait.
chat. And if you have a Skype username or email and you want us to call you in, just let us know on the chat and we'll, Skype you in so you can give us a little bit of a chat.
Yes, please do. Because at the end of the day, again, this is the people's platform, and we want to make sure that you are heard. Whether it's in the chat, like I'm getting ready to go live on Facebook Facebook in a second too, if anyone's there on Facebook as well, because it's important that be inspired, especially when we have the special months like Women's Month. It sucks to have something so powerful as Women's Month, but then not women still feel not feel empowered and not feel motivated. That's the whole purpose. Is to get them involved. It's to get involved and to be active. To fight for your rights. And if you didn't fight for your rights before, maybe now's the time. And so I think that's what's important, ladies. So if you're listening, Queens, we're here for you. We want to make sure that your voice is heard, because it's important to it's definitely important to be heard, and especially for women. A lot of women I run into, they don't talk about a lot of things, and they go through a lot, and they hold into a lot of things, and they hold it in, and and at the end of the day, that's not going to help you. That's not good, because holding it in makes you, like, holding things in overall makes you old fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you holding on to stuff, if you not forgiving people, or you got to let those go. It definitely makes you old, and it doesn't really help you. And
Real
so,
quick, Larry actually made a really good point in the chat. He goes, what about gender fluid men who identify as men and women? Basically, that's a very good question, but no matter what your orientation is, no matter what you identify as, whether you're gender fluid, but non-binary, if you identify as a queen, you are a queen, and you count, you matter. So definitely, anybody, if you feel in your heart you are a queen and you are a captive of your throne, then we want to hear from you. Does not matter.
absolutely not. The ball's in your court. If you consider yourself a queen, then we want to hear from you. At the end of the day, the door's open to anyone. We definitely never close the door or never close off anything to anybody. We are very loving, caring, accepting of anyone and anybody. Everyone has a voice, and that's what this is for. So anyone can definitely jump on board. Anyone can chat with us. Anyone, if you want us to call you in, we can call you in. We're here. The people's platform. There's no label on people. That means all kinds of people, what shape, form, and size, whatever sexuality, whatever nationality. This is a national platform for anyone, at any time, always. So that's definitely very important. And thank you so much, Larry. We appreciate you on that.
I'm working on getting our guests on the line. So if you want to, definitely let people know what your frame of mind is right now, Troy, where you want to go with this episode and why it's important to you to really talk to the females, those who identify as queens, or just kind of bring out the voice in the women out there. So if you want to explain that to them while I'm getting our guests on the line.
Sure. So basically, the reason why I created this particular show topic today is because after experiencing such an awesome high of being around women who wanted to motivate and inspire other women last night at my show, it really said Women's Month doesn't have to be 1 month. Women's Month doesn't have to be this 1 month. It could be every day. And I want women to appreciate them, embrace themselves, and love themselves every day. Whoever, not just women, like Larry said, queen. If you're a queen, you identify as a queen, I want you to step into that ownership and own it, because that's who you are. And then when you know you're a queen, you know your worth. And in knowing your worth, you will deal with things and you won't deal with things. You won't allow people to treat you any kind of way. But the main reason also for this is to find that voice for someone who maybe hasn't had a way to get their voice out there to be heard. There's somebody who's tuning in that may need to say, hey, I need a hug. I just need to say, here's something genuine from someone who actually cares, whatever it may be. And that goes for anyone. Suicide is real. Depression is real. It's so evident and real. It's around me every day. I had a coworker who has dealt with suicide and depression, and recently ran into that at work. And it sort of startled me, because I was like, I'm not sure how to deal with it, and I didn't know what to do, but I jumped in with love. And she had some plastic wrapped. I'll give you the details. She had plastic wrapped around her wrist so tight as if cutting off her circulation. And that was the first thing that made me notice something wasn't right. And I'm like, wait, why do you have this wrapped around so tight, like cutting off your circulation?
Oh my goodness.
And she expressed to me that she has, and she's beat it, and now the cancer's back.
Oh, wow.
she feels as if she doesn't want to live anymore. She doesn't, have anything to live for. Her mom passed away, and so it's just her, and she has some family, but it's like you never know what people are going through. And so I saw that, and I was just like, I immediately stepped in with love, and I started taking it off. You had this thing wrapped, okay? Like she meant business.
Wow.
I'm unwrapping this, and I'm just talking to her. And I'm just telling her that, you just know that people love you and people who care for you. And you do have people that, are around you that if you need to call or talk or anything, we're here, especially me. And then so, working in a restaurant, I was like, you know what? You like strawberries and chocolate? She said, she said, yeah. I said, okay, cool.
Aww.
Make you something special, but you can't see. So go over there back to where you were working, and I'm going to come over there and bring it to you. So I made her this little imitation. I call it imitation sundae because I didn't use ice cream. I used whipped cream instead. So
Aw.
I made her a whipped cream, chocolate, cut up some chocolates and strawberry, put it together, and she enjoyed it. And then so it could have been anybody. It could have been the last day. She could have went home and killed herself. But the
Exactly.
fact that she worked the next day and I was able to make that change in her life in that moment is what made me realize like it's important that people, the women, especially, this is Women's Month. That's why we're talking about women's. This is National Women's Month, the last day of National Women's Month. So this platform is open to anyone and everyone. But right now we're talking about women, or specifically because this is National Women's Month. So if you're out there and you're listening and you haven't been hurt and you want to be heard, come talk to us. If there's something you've been thinking, contemplating whether you want to, end your life or contemplating if you want to end this relationship, whatever it may be, we want to hear from you. And that's pretty much why this is important. Like to me, seeing something like that hands-on in my eye in person was a lot for me because I'm not used to seeing that. And I immediately, I could have made a scene and got others involved, got my manager involved, all these other things, and I could have made things worse for her. In that moment,
Exactly. Yeah.
for her. And so what was best for her is to keep it quiet and don't tell anybody her business. And so I took care of, her the best way I could. And, she's back on a better track and hopefully she can, walk in and continue to walk in that happiness and smile and know that, when she's down and we'll be able to pick her up.
Yeah, I always say that it takes one act of kindness to really kind of change someone's life. And I know that like for a fact. Just because of having people come up to me and say, "Had you not said that, I would have gone home and cried all day because I felt like I had no one." Especially in school, I used to always root for the I don't want to say underdog, but I guess the
Right.
underdog.
That's what I heard in my head too. Right.
Yeah,
Same
I
thing.
guess the underdog, but I would always, be the one to stick up for people and be everyone's cheerleader. So when someone was being bullied or picked on, I always made sure that I was that light in their day. And then you really, you don't want to get rewarded, but you get rewarded by just them saying to you that, you really made their day or changed things for them or made them see things in a certain way and in different light. And for all you could have saved their life just from being kind, and being and really observing the situation and working it out the best you can to be as kind as possible. So definitely commend you for that because it's a beautiful story.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And you know what? And what you said made me realize that my coworkers were watching me, at least three of them. And they said, "What are you doing, Troy?" And I didn't tell them anything about regards to why. I just said, "Oh, I'm making a coworker feel better Sunday." My coworker, our coworker, my
Aww.
friend is not, feeling well. And so I want to make her feel better. So I'm making her feel better Sunday. Is that all right? And he was like, "Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you so much." And I feel like what I want to do brings me to another point. I want to challenge everyone listening who works in a place where you actually work with other people. So, some of us are bosses like Courtney and we do our own thing. But if I encourage
Same.
you, if you work with other people, to be that change, to be that positive change. And the reason why I said it, I challenge you because I challenge myself every day. I go into work every day, no matter how I'm feeling at home or what I walk into, I walk in there with positivity and love. And when I walk in, hey, good afternoon, everybody in the kitchen. Hey to my bosses, hey to my coworkers, how y'all doing? Good afternoon. So when I walk in, people expect that. They expect to see me in a positive, upbeat spirit because that is what
It's
people.
contagious.
It's very contagious because working in the
Yeah.
service industry and service industry in general is not easy, especially when you live based when you're tip based because sometimes you work hard, no matter how hard you work, people still won't tip you because it's just ratchet and that's what they do. And there's other instances where you work hard and people notice and they over tip you. And so when that I said to say this, I said that to say this. Because of that, I with the positivity I go in with, I still set a positive mind in my head. I'm gonna have a great day today. I'm gonna I'm gonna make some awesome money today. I'm gonna meet some awesome people today. It's gonna be awesome. Thank you, God, for waking me up. Like I just go in with that mindset every day. And no matter how, if I start off and I don't get no tip or they give me I start off with a bad day, it always ends well because of my mindset. And I think it all starts in our mind. I have coworkers that come to work every day. Oh, I'm not gonna make money today. Today's not gonna be a good day. And I'm like, don't say that. You put that out there. Words are power, people. I don't know if you realize that, but words are power.
I always
And what you
say
put,
if you put negativity into the universe, it's going to come back to you twofold. So whatever you put into the universe, it changes your entire aura. That's how your day is going to be. If you say it's going to be trash, it's going to be trash. If you say you're going to have a good day,
yeah,
this is going to be my day, then that's how it's going to be. I always say that. I always stress that. I can't stress that enough.
yeah. Thank you. Well, that's definitely a good way to put it. You learn something new every day. So thank you for sharing that with me, with us. And in that, Courtney, I want to know what makes you free, because I know that as a woman who has went transition from working in a regular job to being your own boss, and having that take on that responsibility of actually start to finish. Some people think that being a boss is easy, and it's not. It's not easy to be your own boss, but it can be
Not at all.
rewarding if you work it. And you put the work in and you work hard. It can be rewarding, but it's not something that happens overnight. So with that being said, Courtney, you had to free yourself at some point to go from here to there. And I know we spoke about this before, but in today's light, with being in that positive mindset for someone else and freeing yourself, for those women out there or someone out there listening who may feel like, oh man, like, I'm so sick of this dead end job. I want to,
Hmm.
I don't know, can I actually be on my own and do it myself? Like, what freed you enough to say, I'm going to follow my heart. I'm going to follow my talent. I'm going to follow what it is that I have a passion for, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it on my own, and I'm going to allow myself to move forward no matter what comes my way. I'm going to do it because that's definitely what happens as you go along on the journey as a boss. So, if you don't mind, can you share a little bit about what makes you free, Courtney? What makes you free? How'd you free yourself, and what makes you free?
For me, I would have to say probably just having people stand behind me. It was hard because I was kind of on my own because in the business I was doing, it's very cutthroat. So there's a lot of people who like when it comes to like public events, and especially when you're in like tight knit cities and things like that, those who do it often get the loyalty from people. And then you are like this new person in town, so they don't want to come to any of your shows because they might as well go to the other guy's show. And
Like
so
they're
it was
used to what
really
they used to,
hard. What'd you say?
because they're used to what they're used to. I feel you. Like, oh, we don't want that to
Exactly.
do.
Exactly. It was really, really hard at first. But then after my first show specifically, like I wasn't really too free and too all there yet until after my first show when I went through kind of a hardship. And I had
Mm-hmm.
people that basically like would post pictures from the show saying how much fun they had, or they would say like, "Oh, good job, can't wait for next year," or things like that. That really kind of gave me a drive to keep
Mm-hmm.
things going. And then also as the years progressed and more and more people started learning about my shows, you get to the parts where like weeks before they're like, who's going to blah 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 blah? What are you wearing? Oh, I'm wearing this. Are you guys coming with this type of group? Blah blah blah. And it's like it's just hearing that, seeing that chitter chatter, especially like on social media. It's so cool. I'm like, they're talking about my show.
On show.
It's so cool. It's like I get giddy, and I think that's the only time I get super giddy is just like when I see people actually like mentioning my show's name and getting ready for it, and like, where are you staying for this show? Blah blah blah. I thought that was so cool. But
Right.
yeah, that's kind of what gave me a drive and what freed me from being afraid to follow my dreams, basically.
That first show freed you. You're like, look, I did it. Once I was able to have some, I guess